All right, welcome in, welcome in. Good Sunday evening for After Sunset Sunday. I'm Tammy, I'm the Siberian Wind, and we have Sean coming back to join us from The Guy Who Sews. If you guys
G'day,
have not
thank you
been,
for having me.
oh yeah, come on, come on, go ahead.
Just thank you for having me again. This has been a lot of fun, hanging out with you once a month. It's not my normal time. I am normally the early guy, the morning guy, and this is me as the late guy. So I'm a little um, out of whack, not quite as cluey as I not normally am. This is why. But I missed my live yesterday morning on my channel, so I really look forward to it tonight. So that way I got to hang out with some of my friends, especially those on the West Coast, hopefully, that don't get to catch my morning lives because they don't want to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Don't know why you wouldn't. But I wouldn't. But yeah, there you go. So yeah, thank you all for
Oh,
having me. And back over to Tammy. I've got to be
yeah,
good and not take over. I'm not the host. I'm the guest.
that
Smack
is
me around if you have to.
okay. That is okay. We are going to be working on Fab Farm again tonight, guys, and the chat is just absolutely blowing up. Everybody's coming to join in. So I say Judy and Charlotte and Cynthia and Melina, Nanette, Terry, Jess, Chloe, Joyce, Ollie, Lori, Tasha. You guys, you're fantastic. Just gotta
I
say,
know.
you're fantastic.
I just love how many people show up and watch our lives. I mean, there's so
I
many
do.
things that they can do, and it just really is, it's an honor in my, especially, whether I'm a guest, whether I'm a host, that you, each and every one of the viewers that come and spend some of their time with us, whether it's a minute or 5 minutes or 10 minutes or the whole thing, that they
Yeah.
came and chose us because there's so many other things you can do. There's professional people that make movies and TV shows that have huge budgets that do a much better job than I do, but you still come and choose to watch us. So thank
I
you,
know.
one and all.
I know. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. Patricia is also joined the chat. Susan and Shelby. Guys, people that I haven't seen in a couple weeks are back. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Shelby's saying so happy to finally join you after some time away. Right? Right, absolutely, guys. And please help me out. Hit that thumbs up like button. YouTube does count it. They pay attention a lot more than I really wish they would. But please hit that thumbs up and welcome in Andrea as well. Glad you're here.
Yes.
So tonight we are going to be putting together. Welcome in, William. We are going to be putting together the cow for Fab Farm. So Sean is doing the small, so he is making one cow. I will eventually make the other three. I will make one tonight and then I will make three more. So you guys get to see that go together. Oh, I love it. Patricia says that she starts her weekend with you, Sean, and she finishes it with me. I love
Oh,
it.
that's
I love
awesome. Well, now you get to
it.
finish it with both of us. So that's even better.
Right? Cynthia says, just remember, little guys, when you become a celebrity. Of course. Absolutely. You guys got me
I
there,
would never.
right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'll ever become a big celebrity. I just don't think that's in the cards. But even if I did, yeah, I mean, without the viewers, it's there's nothing. Like, yeah, I can sit here and talk to the camera or talk to myself, or I can go talk to Rowena sitting here behind me. But without the viewers, there's no point in me having a channel. So no, I will never forget you guys. I can't remember why I walked into the kitchen, but yeah, this is like the only place where I actually remember people's names.
Oh my gosh! So before we go any further, Pam's handmaid has just joined the chat. She has made it successfully to her new place in Western Washington, guys.
Oh,
So she
nice.
is now coming to us from Pacific Time Zone, and this is, I think, first night in the new apartment. So we are blessed to have you here with us, Pam. Thank you so much, and thank you for keeping me updated. Thank you, Joyce. Hey, Ryan, glad you're here as well. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
Yes. Oh, for sure. If she ever talks back, you'll be the first to know. I'll be.
Oh, all right.
She is a hoot. For anyone that doesn't know, Rowena is our yellow slider turtle that's in the fish tank behind us, or aquarium, I guess we should call it. And Yeah, she's a hoot. Usually I feed her before I record a podcast or go live, so she's not jumping around. But I swear she likes being on camera because I'll record my podcast on a Saturday night or a Sunday morning, and I fed her, she's calmed down, and then when I go back to edit, I'm just seeing her jumping around and carrying on. I'm like, I think she's the bigger celebrity than I am. So there you go.
Judy says if you had been at QuiltCon, Sean, she probably would have geeked out.
Thank you. You'll have to come to Raleigh next year. It was funny. I was actually in Raleigh yesterday. I was about maybe 2 blocks from the convention center, and I was very sad because I we went down there. I don't think I'm going to get any sewing done tonight. You might have to come back next week to see my block get done, but that's okay. Um, I didn't have my live yesterday, so I guess I'm trying to squeeze two into one. But we
Well,
took
you're
my go ahead.
to be fair, you are using your backup machine still, so there's still a
Yeah,
saga going on. I take it, so we still have a saga and some surprises coming up.
there was some shipping delays, but we are getting closer to the end of that.
Yay!
So stay
Awesome.
tuned for that. We are hoping to see it ship sometime in the next week or so.
Oh,
There is some very
fantastic!
good news with this. It's going to be I do believe it's very much well worth the wait. So I know I've
You
been
guys are gonna be
teasing you all for a
happy.
long time. I was really expecting it to be here by now, but the store that sold it to me has been great with their communication. There was stuff beyond their control, which is fine. Like in a perfect world, everything ships when it's supposed to. It'll arrive when it's supposed to, but it doesn't always happen that way. I work in international shipping as a day job. I understand the frustrations and the disappointment when something is late. I get screamed at pretty much every day at work. So I understand that things happen, and it's how people handle it, how the business handles it, how the customer reacts to it, and that sort of thing there that makes all the difference. And yes, we'll see the machine a little later than we would have liked to have, but there is definitely a silver lining in all this. You'll find that out when it all shows up, and yeah, we'll go from there. But it's definitely going to be well worth to wait for that. So
And
um,
Judy's asking, what kind of machine did you finally decide on, Judy? It's a big secret. It's a big
yeah, I
secret. He
want
still
to I
hasn't
want to tell
said.
everybody I'm going to have a like a pop-up live or a pop-up um, what are those things called? Premieres, one of the two.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah. And I'll probably give everyone a couple days notice. I don't want to just, like if the tracking says it's going to be here at 3 o'clock that afternoon, as much as I want to jump on and show you or, 5:30 p.m., I want to give everybody a chance. I want everyone to kind of find it at the same time. I just think that's
Fantastic.
fair. There's been so many people interested, so many people invested in this in their own little way that I want it to be fair to everybody so they all have a chance. I may just delay it and show everybody on one of my Saturday morning lives. I don't know yet. We'll have to see what day of the
Oh,
week what day of the week it shows up, and then we'll figure it out. But I'll try and give everyone a little bit of notice, not too much because I can't wait too long for it to. So that,
you.
there you go.
Hey, Laura, welcome in. Yes, Charlotte. He's not telling you. All right.
I know. I want to be fair to I really want to be fair to everybody. So, yeah, there we go. But it looks like we are getting closer and closer to the end of the wait for that. So hopefully
Oh,
this week, I'm being realistic and thinking maybe it'll be beginning of next week before it arrives. But we are definitely seeing a more definitive timeline than we were this time last week, which is really good. So
so what
that
you're
is.
so what you're saying is you're not. I'm not the only one with a surprise coming
I didn't know you had a surprise, so yes, that's
up.
correct. But yeah, no, it's we went down to Raleigh yesterday by Amanda and Ali, who's one of our exchange students, both knitters and crocheters, and there's
Okay.
a fairly nice sized quilt, not quilt festival. I'll get to that in a minute. Yarn festival down there at the fairgrounds, and so we
Okay.
figured we'd drive down there, and I dropped them off, and then. Was going to take Eva to one of the local museums in Raleigh, but as I was driving up to the Yarn Festival, I saw the sign that said Quilt Show, and I was like,
Oh
I want
yeah.
to go to the quilt. I want to go to the quilt show. But I was like, poor Eva would be bored to tears. I drove her 250 miles to Raleigh, and I was like,
Oh.
I can't do that to her. So I took her to the museum. She loved it. It was one of the highlights of her week. So that quilt show will be there again next year. So we'll just go visit it next year. I guess I'll be in Raleigh twice in 3 weeks. So
Hey, it happens. It happens.
it happened. As
Um,
I had no clue it was there. I just said I was driving past and I gasped and Amanda's like, "What's going on? Like, what's wrong with the car?" And I'm like, "Nothing." I said, "I saw it's time for a quilt show. I want to go see it." But I realized I couldn't. So, but that's okay. Not an issue.
sure.
Terry's asked me, what do I sew on right now? I am
Hmm.
sewing on a Benina QE440. I have to
Okay, the
read the
quilters
bun.
edition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice machine. I love it. I've had it for, oh, geez, 8 or 10 years now.
Oh
I bought it
wow.
from a lady. Yeah, I bought it from a lady at church. She was selling it. You know, she bought it from someone else. It had way too many features for her. She just wanted to get back the money she paid someone else for it. I think I paid $500 for it or something. It was, yeah, I got an exceptional deal on it. She's like, "Yeah, you know how much it's worth?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I looked it up." And so when she
Yeah.
said that price, I was like, "Sold," like, and it's a beautiful machine. I love it for quilting, but I like the idea of having a piecing machine. And that way, if this one goes to the spa or the other one goes to the spa to get service, I'm not without a machine. Or if one suddenly decides it doesn't want to work anymore, like my poor little brother behind me, I'm not scrambling. Like that one died 2 months ago, and I was able to take my time and just really research everything and find what fit best for me. I wasn't in a
Oh yeah.
situation where I was like, there's gonna be no podcast or live next week if I don't go out and buy a machine tomorrow. Um, okay, so Terry's asked me, have you been sewing that long? Yes, I have. I started in 20 end of 2013. So yeah, it's been
Ooh.
11
Okay.
and some 11 years and some change. So I may not have had this machine that long, but it would have been like 2017, 2018. I would have bought this.
Oh, not
I don't
bad.
know. Time flies. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's
it
been a
does.
while. Laura's asking when I get the new machine. It should be shipping this week, I think. They're just double checking everything to make sure it's all good. It should be leaving their door sometime this week and probably end up on my doorstep at maybe towards the end of the week or early of next week is my best guess. I'll know more soon, and then but yeah, sometime in the next um, you know, sometime in the next 14 days will be my best guess. So we're getting closer for that. So
Terry says she's seen many people sewing on that little Brother CS 6000 that you were sewing on.
yeah, I think that was an XL 26, whatever it was. It was a wonderful machine. It was a great starter machine. I love that thing to death. I said I was going to cry when it died, and there was more than one tear come out of my eye when it did finally die. Um, well worth the $80 that my wife spent on it for me. So yeah,
Well, that's an
wonderful,
incredible
wonderful.
deal on that machine, too.
Yeah, well, apparently she talked to some people, like, yeah, because she heard me talk about the sewing machine, and because I went to the quilt show and the state fair that year, and apparently I talked about it enough that she figured that was my Christmas present. And then she talked to some people that sewed, and they said go buy him that machine, and yeah, it was a fantastic machine. I loved it to death. So, but yeah, we've upgraded to something with a little more features, and I'm really looking forward to um, trying something new. And
Okay.
yeah, when it arrives, everyone will get to see it, and we'll have some fun with it. So there we go. All right, so let's see. What
Yes.
was I doing? I have
We.
sewn the
Yep.
eyes together, and that's
You've
about
already
as
done the
far as I've
eyes?
gotten.
I haven't. Well, I'm doing the
That's all.
eyes right now to the.
Well, that's all I've done. I haven't done anything else, so
Trunk.
don't get too excited.
Oh,
I've
I
been too
wasn't
busy
getting
jabber
excited. I was
jawing.
getting. I was getting jealous because I was like, wait a minute. You're ahead of me. How's that
Uh,
fair?
I cheated.
That's okay. I was cutting fabric today. Laura says that she was at Joann's today, and the stores that have the Viking sewing galleries inside are having 60% off of everything. She ended up getting a ton of embroidery thread and a new serger at those prices. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, we
That's
didn't. And none of
fantastic.
our stores had those, unfortunately, the Viking things. So I haven't been to a Joanne since they announced their bankruptcy or closings or anything else, and I don't think
Yeah.
I will
I
because I figure
I
I figure
I
all the
went
good
to
stuff's
one.
gone.
Yeah, I went to one and actually I went to two, and both of them the batting was gone, and they're separated by 2 weeks. Like one store had 2 weeks head start on liquidation,
Right.
because the other store was through a different liquidator. Um, so every store has its own merchandise that's for sale. Agreed. Everybody's congratulating Laura. Yeah, it's fantastic to be able to get 60% off
Oh, definitely.
on those on a serger. Oh my gosh, I would love to have a brand new serger, not just a new to me serger, but an actual brand new serger. All of my
Yeah.
sergers my entire life have been new to me, but not actually brand new. I've never had a brand
Right.
new one. And my current one doesn't do half the stuff it's supposed to be able to do because I think the person before me had too much fun putting it in the garage and leaving it there.
Okay.
This little eye
Yeah.
section has a
No.
lot of pieces, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't like crowds, and I figured all the good stuff's gone and that sort of thing there. So I haven't even worried about it. I figured the last time I went, I bought 5 yards, I think, of the actually it's this fabric right here, this green stuff that I'm using for the other farm project that I'm doing.
Okay.
The background fabric for this I bought from Joann's about, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago for this project. And that's probably going to be my last purchase from them because, yeah, I figure it's going to be picked. The stores near me were kind of, they were almost, to me, they felt like they were going out of business like 4 years ago. So um,
Yeah.
I figure, the batting was, I would have bought the batting if I was smart enough. But once the liquidation went into effect, like the batting I normally bought for like 80, 90, $110 a roll, they were selling that for
Mm-hmm.
171. It was like a lot more money than what it was, but when before they went out of business. So I was like, well,
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
they went back up before they went down.
well, it's kind of like, the Coles thing, Coles, everything's always on sale, but so they went up to their regular price and took 10% off that. So yeah, it was
Yeah. It wasn't that big of a
I was just
deal.
like,
Welcome
and
in,
I've got plenty
Kathy.
of stuff here, so I'm good. Oh,
Glad you're
Kathy, how
here.
are you doing?
She had a premiere today. She was selling off some kits and some project boxes and things like that. So if you guys have
Okay.
not checked her channel out lately, go check her out as well. I think Nightbot is working tonight, guys, so you can try exclamation selfie and see. Um, Joy says that she hasn't been to Joanne since she left Oregon. I don't blame you. For you where you're living right now, that's a long drive. It was a long drive for me too.
Yeah,
Um,
Nightbot's working, so I just threw mine up just to
Yay!
because it
Awesome.
didn't work for me last week, and I haven't tried it since. So, um,
Nightbot has been a little picky lately, but so is YouTube. So it's going around. It's getting everybody lately.
yeah, I had that was the first, like last week was the first time I ever had a problem with Nightbot. Someone said it
Yeah.
wasn't working. I'm like, what? So,
Yeah. It was
um,
last week.
yeah, I think Andrea said she was having the same issue and that, so it wasn't just me. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, well, I thought I'd done something wrong, so I was glad it
No.
wasn't just me.
No, it was not you. I had to like re-sign in and a whole bunch of stuff. Um, it is kind of crazy. Cynthia says that the one in her area didn't know they were closing a week ago. Oh my goodness. She wants to go back one more time in the next week or so to see if the discounts are about 40% off yet. Yeah, that's kind of when you need to be in the store, and it's buy the things that you absolutely just have to have. Like I bought Quilts of Valor fabric, and I bought a fabric that spoke to me, and I just bought everything that was left on the bolts of that fabric. Um, but if I hadn't been there, I wouldn't have had the chance to get it. So I could have left
Yeah,
it. I could have left it, but I liked it a little too much. It was gnome fabric. Spoiler alert, it was
okay.
gnome fabric.
Yeah, and I've got a good supply here of everything I need. I mean, I've got enough thread here to last me the next year or two, and I've already got an idea of where I'm going to buy threads from now on. The batting, I found a really good lady that sells it at the quilt shows, and I'll probably see
Oh,
her in June
cool.
and buy a roll or two off her. I already have her
Yeah.
business card and that sort of thing there. Um, the Pellon interfacing, and we've got to try and find some way to get that from now that doesn't cost a fortune because that was always one thing. But
Yeah.
I've still got a whole bolt and some change of that, so I'm good with that for a little while. But other than that, I think I'm okay because the other quilt shops in the area have everything else I need. So
Yeah.
I'm uh, not too bad off.
And then that said her Joann's is still getting new shipments. That's crazy. That's
I think they're trying to
crazy.
clear out the warehouse.
That they
Um,
are. But it's still kind of crazy though. Um, and then Shelby's talking about maybe getting some Mickey Mouse fabric. So yeah, if it's there. Kathy says that they're able to get the Pellon at Walmart. You might also check
oh,
Michael's
okay.
too. Some Michael's stores are selling fabric. Mine is not, but some are.
Yeah, mine doesn't
Um,
have much at all, but I'll check it. Well, I always forget about Walmart.
yeah,
Um, but
I
as I said,
forget about
I've
them
got
too.
enough for a while. I'll tackle that. Yeah, I'll tackle that problem later. That's not an immediate need. So yes,
What?
Terry says she uses the P44F, and that's
Yeah.
what I use. I love that stuff. So
I
I
also
remember during the
checked.
pandemic, when everybody was making face masks.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize they were all using interfacing, and I got an order for a t-shirt quilt, and I went to go buy the interfacing, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And I ended up buying some stuff off Etsy. It was like 5 times the price. It was junk, absolute
Yeah.
junk. And so now I just keep an extra bolt, and it's probably working out well again because I might not be able to get any, for a decent price for a while.
Yeah. You might check. Um,
2020 taught me
Mar-
to do that.
yeah, you might check Marshall's Dry Goods for some things like batting
Oh,
as
Michael says
well.
fabric online, even
Um,
108. Okay, well, that's good to
ooh,
know.
that I
I
didn't know.
found the 108, one of the best places I've found to buy it is a store on Etsy that sells 108 wide, reasonably cheap. And it's been good quality for me. So
Okay.
there we go. Oh yeah, Hobby Lobby has it too.
Oh,
I
that's
do have
true.
I have one down the street from the office, and there's one about 30 minutes from me. So yeah, I always forget about Hobby Lobby. I try to keep. I always try. I don't go there often because if I take my wife with me, we end up coming home with about 100 and some dollars worth of decorations. So
Now you know why I don't take my
I've got to
husband with
kind of
me.
sneak here and grab what I need, on the way home from work or something. So I've got to
Um,
be careful with Hobby Lobby.
the decorations up behind me. My husband was like, "Oh, St. Patty's Day is tomorrow, not Tuesday." I was like, "Oh, that means you have to take the you have to change out the decorations." He's like, "No, not really, not yet." I was like, "Yep." He's like, "All right." So he's probably going to be in here
Funny.
tomorrow changing out decorations. Oh,
Changing it all up.
yeah, changing it to I think Easter is what he's putting up next. I don't meddle in the affairs of the decorator. Uh,
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else between now and Easter.
I don't.
Right. I'm not getting a whole lot done, but that's okay.
That's all right. Yep. Welcome in, Gladys. Glad you're here.
All right. Well, good evening to Gladys. Good evening to Cynthia.
Oh,
Good
Kathy
evening to
has
Kathy
faith.
Has Faith.
Yes, thank you. She just subscribed to me.
She,
Yep. Thank you. Thank
yes,
you.
she
Thank
said she's
you.
hopped in. She subscribed. Well, thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Glad to have you here.
Yeah, because we'd love to
Um,
see get you a little closer to 800.
I do have a question, Cynthia. If you will, have you heard back from the person we talked about or talked to, trying to check in on? Just let me know, because I am still thinking about her too. We've got someone out that was dealing with some weather, um, so
Right.
we're checking in on people.
Yeah, please do. Because I was a
We
bit worried
check
about
in on
Kathy.
movers. I think Kathy came through it pretty good because she was up on her premiere earlier. I've been
Well,
having
she was in the chat a
crazy.
bit ago, so I think, yeah, she must be all
Yeah,
right.
yeah. She seems she didn't say anything. Yes, Death Storm person. Yes, Cynthia. I don't want to call out names just in case, but you did hear. Good. Thank you. That's what I needed to know. Um, yeah. Yeah, we have been having crazy winds through here. Today is a high wind advisor or high wind warning. Um, oh, was she?
Yeah, we
Okay,
had one of
good.
those too. It was supposed to be like
Um, yeah, we're in the Kathy's still here.
Yeah, she was on Katie's line.
Trying to shut things down. Gotcha.
Okay,
She's doing
well,
that. She usually has to work first thing in the morning tomorrow morning, so she's the early bird getting up. Let's
oh
see.
yeah, I am. I'm usually up at like 6 myself, but I get to work from home tomorrow, so I'm not too worried about. Like, I have to drive 45 minutes into the office, so
We
um, that makes doing these late night lives here feel a little bit easier.
I am so glad I'm not dealing with
So that's always
the
good.
getting up early for work kind of deal. I do it if I needed to, but um, let's see. We're still under that high wind warning. I thought it was supposed to expire, but apparently it's going through tomorrow, through the morning. Um, let's see. We're regularly have we let's see, 45-mile-per-hour winds or wind gusts. Yeah. But they warned us that we could get up to 70. So, oh, welcome in, Lori. Glad you're here. Kathy says the tornadoes were north, but they had some bad straight line winds. Okay, that makes sense. 4:30 a.m. for Kathy.
Oh, that's rough. Right.
Oh, you're
Yes.
fine, Laura. She says she's sorry. She's trying to catch up with everyone. You're fine. And then
But you're fine.
Chloe has to get up for 5 a.m. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I'm usually up at 6 to help, get everybody ready for the day.
Oh gosh, Judy. She said that she survived the tornado, but she's left with no internet and cable. It's been 24 hours and she's surviving on her data. Oh my goodness, Judy. You
Oh,
know you can
wow.
always reach out to me too. Um, you know, always shoot me an email and I will keep an eye out. Susan's got a wind advisory over in Washington State as well. Goodness gracious. This is the week of weather,
That time
isn't
of
it?
year.
Oh, that's very cool, Cynthia. I'm jealous. She says she gets to sleep till 11 a.m. since she doesn't have to make sure her son is awake for school.
Like,
Oh,
our students sometimes sleep till like 11 or ask Steve what time she got up today. And she's like, I don't know, like 2:30. I was like, I couldn't tell you the last time I slept that long. I was probably about her age.
that's well. I would say that was I was about her age when I did that, but no, I'm the night owl, so I stay awake. Kathy's done with all of her invoices, sending out to everyone that emailed in already. So that's good. That's good news. That's true, Shelby. She says where Susan lives, it's known to be windy much of the time. Yeah, it's known to be windy here too. All right, I got the top part of my cow. It's not
Okay, you're
much.
doing. I'm getting there.
I did, Judy. She's asking if I checked on my parents. They had it worse than she did. They said that everything went north or south of them. Um, and it's kind of like the debate when the snow came through. My dad was actually kind of upset because he didn't get any snow. He was kind of really upset that he didn't get any snow. um, but yeah, they didn't get hit by anything rough or anything like that. So so Susan is getting wind warnings. That's some news. Yes, it is. Um, Cynthia's asking Kathy, do you still have items available from your sale? That's a very good question. Cynthia, if you're looking for birthday presents for me, either number 6 or number 9, if she hasn't sold those. Those are my wish list items, but I'm not saying you have to do anything. Yes, Kathy has faith. Yes, 70 mile per hour. Yes, we have got some crazy, crazy winds here.
That's hurricane force.
Agreed, Pam. She says that she's very thankful the weather last week was calm before all of this. Yeah, it was a lot calmer before you drove through, or when you drove through. Oh goodness. Cynthia's yes, ma'am. Yeah. I texted my mom and asked her if they were okay. Um, and she's like, yeah, just windy. Power flickered once. I was like, okay. And then she's like, oh, by the way, I fell. Like, wait a minute, excuse me. That's not the news that you just offhandedly dropped to your daughter.
No, my dad did that once. He said, "Oh, by the way, I was in hospital for 10 days," and I'm like, "And you didn't bother to tell me?" "Oh, I didn't want to bother you." I'm like, "I'm on the other side of the world. How else am I supposed to find out?" Like,
Right? Welcome in, Jennifer. Glad you're here. Yeah, Kathy. The Marshall's Dry Goods. I had not heard of them either until I got involved in Quilts of Valor, and it's something that the Quilts of Valor Foundation um, puts out to all their uh, groups and all to let them know that Marshall's Dry Goods is a inexpensive way to get some of the fabrics and supplies we need. Welcome in, Rita. Glad you're here. She says, "Wow, Sean, on later in the day."
yes, yeah, I come over here once a month. This is probably the only time you'll see me late. Um, but yeah, I'm really more probably more so than usual. I'm really excited to be here because I missed everybody yesterday, and it's good to see a lot of my regular viewers here because we share a lot of them. Um, Here today because I missed you all yesterday because we went down to Raleigh for the day. We had a nice day out, but it also meant that I couldn't have my live because we wouldn't have had enough time to get down there and back and do everything we needed to do. So it's really cool to be here and be able to hang out with each and every one of you.
Right? It is. Rita says, "Hi, Tammy. Long, long, long time no see." Yes, I know. I know. I've been kind of MIA. My body's not cooperating, so I'm fighting it. Um, and she's asking about your turtle. And yes, Jennifer, my family does still live near Calera. Yeah, I saw that on the news, and I was checking in with my parents about the same time that all of that was going down, and the storms did miss them. They had like a
Good.
power flicker for like 10 minutes. So,
Yes, Sarita, yes, we do have a turtle. She is a yellow slider. We've had her for 6 or 7 years.
oh, she's an old
Seven.
turtle. Well, how long does her type of turtle last or live?
30 to 40 years is what I've heard. So she may outlive me. You never know.
Oh, goodness. Hi, Katie.
She was a classroom turtle, and she came home that summer, and I decided she needed to be a home turtle. So I've had her here ever since.
Susan says she's got some 108 backing for Marshall's Dry Goods. She loves their prices. And Terry says that she also loves an Etsy shop called My Fabric Addiction 1. She has sales all the time, and her bundles are a great price. Oh, those
Yeah,
are fantastic.
I forget the name of the Etsy store that I bought stuff for, but I did Lorenzo's quilt with it. I did another t-shirt quilt with it, and as I said, it's fun fabric, and she doesn't charge a whole. I think it was like $10 or $15 a yard or something for the 108, which is
Oh,
nothing.
that's not bad.
No, not at all. I mean, I could do a whole big. I think I did like a twin quilt for like. I think I was paid maybe $35 for shipping for a twin. I think I did a much bigger quilt for like 45 or something. So. Yeah, Etsy, if you're looking for 108, I would definitely look at Etsy. A lot of times Etsy tends to be a little more expensive for regular fabric, but for 108, definitely check it out.
Oh, yeah.
Because there are a lot of sellers out there that do it at a very, very reasonable price.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, Judy says for Marshall Dry Goods, she buys two rolls of Warm and Natural Year, one 90-inch by 30 yards and one 120 inches by 25 yards. I don't blame you.
Yeah,
And then,
I do the 90 by 20. Well, I used to when I used to go to Joann's and get it. I used to go get it on Black Friday because they always had a good deal on the
yeah.
toasty cotton one. So, but someone else will have a good deal for me at some point.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not worried. I just cracked into my roll that'll last me most of the year. And as I said, there's a nice lady that sells Pellon that comes to the quilt shows, and she has good prices. And she gave me her card and told me as long as I order by April or May, she can just bring it to the show in June for me, and I don't even have to pay shipping. I can just drag it outside of me and put it in my car and drive home with it. So
That
um, I've
works.
got it all worked out. So g'day, Katie.
Yeah.
It's good to see you.
Um,
Um,
yeah, Terry said that Marshall Dry Goods charges about $10 a yard for 108. So,
yeah, but
or
just
for a
it's
yard of 108 fabric. Okay, that's not too bad.
but having a turtle here to me too is also kind of like a family connection because my younger brother was absolutely fascinated by turtles and tortoises, and
Ooh.
we lost him, my brother, 8 years ago, and
Oh
so
no.
I got Rowena a year or two after he passed away, so it's kind of like a family connection that way. So I
Oh
think that was
yeah.
one of the main determining reasons for me why Rowena needed to be a home turtle rather than a classroom turtle. So
That's a fair assessment. I like that. That
yeah,
gives you a whole lot of connections. My pup was, good night, Lori. She says she has to go. It's past her bedtime. Um,
mine too.
and um, so my pup that is my service dog was born before my brother-in-law passed, but we picked him up on my brother-in-law's birthday after he'd
Oh,
passed.
nice.
So he's 6 years old, and this April will be 6 years since well, we've already passed the 6th anniversary of his passing.
Oh,
But yeah, it's kind of that poetic, link between the two of them.
yeah, yeah, same
So,
sort of thing you with me. But
Susan asks, no, go ahead.
it was fun last year because we couldn't remember how long we had Rowena, and we had an exchange student here last year, Lorenzo from Italy, and he went
Yeah.
to the same school my wife teaches at, and one of his classmates came over one night after I think they went out, did something on a Friday night or something. They came home and almost goofed up bad because I was actually working on this kid's graduation T-shirt quilt, and it was sitting right on the desk next to me. They come in to see Rowena, and his quilt's just sitting there for all to see. I didn't have time to hide it. Thankfully, he
Yeah.
didn't notice it. But anyway, he saw the turtle and he was looking at her and he's like, "Is that Rowena?" I was like, "Yes," because apparently Amanda got him when this child was in sixth grade, so that was 6 years previous. So I guess we've had us almost 7 years now,
Oh,
right?
very
Seven,
cool.
eight. Yeah.
Um,
So we've had her 7 years now. So there you go. That's how I'm going to be able to remember how old she is by um, Lorenzo -6.
um, so Judy says for Marshalls, get on their mailing list, and then when they have specials, that's when she orders from them. Susan's asking, does anyone have ideas for a quilt that takes 2 charm packs and 2 yards of backing? The charm packs are seashore themed. If you go back, my February freebie pattern, I think it was February. Now I'm questioning it. I think it was February. The February freebie quilt is Charm to Meet You, and everything's cut into charm squares, but two packs of charm squares for your color and 2 packs for your background, and that will create
Nice.
the center of the quilt. So you can always go check that out and see if that will work for what you're looking for.
That's awesome. Yeah, I don't work a lot with pre-cuts, so I'm not the person to ask that question to. I think Katie is also working on stuff with charm packs and stuff as well. So definitely, yeah, check out Tammy's video, and then yeah, maybe Katie would have some ideas as well because I know her and I were talking a month or two ago, and she's like, she has a bunch of charm packs, and she was trying to come up with ideas. So
Yep. Yeah,
I
charm.
think she come up with some fun.
I hadn't done anything with charm squares really until then. Like I really hadn't put any time and effort into it until then. Um, and then, but I'd done a project that had, what was it? We did jelly rolls, I think. Katie, it's called Charm to Meet You. It's one of my lives. It's the February freebie. So if you go back in the videos, the live videos on my channel, um, it's the February freebie. Katie was asking, what pattern are you talking about? It might be what pattern you were talking about, Sean. Because she's working
Oh,
apparently with a lot of term packs, maybe.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think Katie has different ideas, like different project she's working on with Charm Squares. And now that I'm thinking about it, I told you whatever time this is at night, my brain doesn't work that well. I did make a project with a charm pack, and I did a tutorial. And it's like a stained glass window. I just put thin strips of black fabric in between it,
Oh, okay.
as well. It's actually one of my most watched videos on my channel. And that's all with charm packs and just some like thin sashing as well. So yeah, check out your local content creator friends that you are close to. And I think most of us, if not all of us, have at least one charm pack um, activity at least, because I think we've all been gifted a charm pack or purchased a charm pack, at least one. I think I've only ever bought one or two. I'm like the oddball. And yeah.
I found a few after I did that one. I found a few more. Welcome in, Debbie. Welcome in, Christina. Glad you guys are here. Thank you, thank you. Let's see. Apparently, Katie's Tetris quilt is also made with charm packs. And I believe I did write a sheet to go with that pattern, but I don't want to jeopardize my internet connection tonight, because with the wind that we've got coming through and the internet issues I've been having problems with, I don't want to jeopardize it. So I don't want to pull it up and check at the moment, but I can check after the live.
Yeah.
As Terry officially collects and hoards charm packs, she loves them. Oh. That charm to meet you went together.
It's only hoarding if you don't
fast.
ever plan to use it at some point down the road.
Oh, come on, you're enabling, Sean. Oh, wait, that's what we're supposed to be doing here. Good job.
I thought we here to entertain and stuff too, but yeah, I mean, I don't make any money off selling you charm packs, but if that's what brings you joy and you can afford it, then go, yeah, I'm not going to say no.
You can always cut your scraps into charm squares.
That's true. Yeah, I
That's
don't
what-
cut. Do you cut your scraps up, or you just leave them as is and then figure out what you got to do with them later?
As of right now, I have been just leaving them. Like, I'm taking them and pressing them so that they lay flat. And then when I need a project, or when I need something for a project, then I just start going through what I have already, pressed. But I need to start actually cutting some of them.
Yeah, see, I don't cut mine, but I'm different because like I'll use a lot of my scraps for projects just like this one. And I never know what size I'm going to need. So I just put mine. I'm not nearly as organized as you. Mine are all in Ziploc bags and just put into a bucket, like all my solder in one, all my prints are in another, and that works out well for me. And I just sorted mine by color, so that way if I need red, I can just pull out my red thing and go, oh, that's the right color, and use that. And it works well because I'm not using big pieces of it. Sometimes I only need a little piece like this. Like this is all scraps. The background fabric is yardage, but everything else that I'm using for this project is scraps. I haven't gone out and bought a single thing for it. I don't think I will.
Please do, Judy. She accomplished making a flange binding on her Crown Royal quilt today, and so she said she's going to post some pictures after the live tonight.
I always love seeing pictures of what everybody else gets up to, because like you all get to see what I do and what Tammy does and Katie does and Terry does and whoever else has a channel here. Rita. Am I missing anybody? Who else has a channel here? Terry,
possibly,
Rita.
But that's okay. And we'll catch up with everybody. Anybody that has a channel. If you want to correct us, add your channel link. We don't mind.
Yeah, I think I caught just about everybody. But yeah, like you anyway, so my story was that Yeah, you get to see what we get up to each week or each fortnight or however often that we update. But we don't get to see what you guys get up to, which is, I think, one reason we all have some sort of social media platform. Like you have that wonderful Facebook group of yours.
Hmm.
I have my Discord, and sometimes I put stuff on Instagram, and people have posted stuff on Instagram for me to see, which I love. If you have Instagram, you can always tag me at the guy who sews, and I can see it that way. I had someone do that for me the other day. It was really, really fun. This is how much I've gotten done. Oh, upside down. This is the Australian version, upside down, and then this is the North American version.
So here's mine next to it.
Oh, there we
So
go. We'll put them
he's got
together.
green backing, and I have gray, and I have
Yeah,
polka
the
dots.
green, because you're using the kit that like with
Hmm.
the official fabrics and all that sort of stuff.
I
Yeah,
am, yeah.
this green fabric looks really, really nice with this pattern because I've actually made this quilt before.
Okay.
Um, and I had enough of this fabric left because this is one of the ones I wanted to do a second time. So when you said,
Yeah.
hey, yeah, you wanted to do this project, I'm like, let me join in on the fun. So I'd like to get it finished, quilted, and everything else. Well, it's going to be for next year, for the state fair, because state fair is the where they showcase all the agriculture for the Commonwealth. So that's kind of my idea is I want to finish it and hopefully enter it in the next year's show, but I make no promises. All right, what piece is that? Is Terry's asking? It's the head, it's the
Yes.
top of the head, so it's like the cow's
Yeah.
ear,
It's
eye, and
yeah,
like his
it's
little nose, the
yeah,
nose of the
the
horse
front part of
part.
the
I
nose.
Yeah,
Welcome
I'm
in, Joy
not
T.
Joity Joity.
Glad you're here. Um, and Judy was saying that she has no cable and running off data. If she doesn't get internet back soon, then the next quilt will have to be finished free motion quilting and ruler work. That's fair.
All right,
That
what
is
am I
absolutely
doing?
fair.
Done that. I've done that. Okay, press this.
I haven't even pulled out all the pieces I need.
Oh, that I did do.
Oh, Cynthia says, "What is the state fair in Virginia? Or when? Are we asking when? I think when maybe."
When it is usually like it's like the last part of September, beginning of October. I think it starts on a Thursday and it runs through to like the not the first Sunday, the second Sunday. So it's like 11 days long. But yeah, it's always at the end of September. You can go to their website. I think it's statefairva.org or something. I don't know. But
Yeah.
yes, yeah, end of September is a good is when it is, and you'll get to see my lovely quilt or quilts hanging up there because I always enter at least one.
Yay.
Um, Becca from the So Becca channel is now entering quilts into that. And then I'm almost certain my mate Ian from Off Kilter Craft will be entering as well because he now lives in Virginia.
That is true.
So kind of scary because those two are phenomenal quilters, and I think my days of getting ribbons are probably going to be very, very short-lived once those two enter. But that's okay,
Aw, don't sell yourself short, Sean.
we have
Welcome.
fun with it. We have fun with it. If there's a ribbon hanging on it, great. If not, I've done my best, and that's all I can ever expect of myself. So,
Welcome in, Sandy. Welcome in. It's Kennedy. Glad you guys are here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I am
done.
slowly getting pieces put together.
And if she's asking where it is, it's up
Oh,
about 20 miles north of Richmond. So it's kind of like in the center of the state, which is
I think.
nice because if you live in the western part, you only got to drive 2 hours. You're in the southern part, it's 2 hours. North Virginia's 2 hours from my place on the east, 2 hours. If you're on the eastern shore, you have to drive down over the bridge and then up. It might be 3 or 4, but we can't please everybody. Or the really western part over there by Bristol, you might have to drive a bit further. But for the majority of Virginians, it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours. You can be at the state fair if you so wish. So I
That's
think it's a good. I
awesome.
think it's a good spot for it.
Oh, Judy, you are allowed to whine. She says that her husband just keeps telling her to quit whining. There's people still without power. Well, You are allowed. You are in the quilting channel. You are allowed to whine about not having the internet right now.
Mm.
We will let you. We will be your safe haven.
Yep. You gotta have your outlet.
If you don't have internet, do you have your quilt friends handy? You know,
Oops.
there's a community, and you need your community.
Now you make Kennedy's here.
Hmm. Yes, I'm glad you're here. In spite of all these winds, I'm glad you're here. These winds can be rough. These winds here can be really rough. Laura says, Judy, that sounds like her husband, Laura's husband. And I
So this is my
apologize. You got your nose piece. Well,
yeah, so this is my nose.
have you
I haven't
got the
done the
side
side
pieces?
parts yet.
Okay.
That's coming.
Okay.
But I thought this like speckly fabric
I like it.
um would be fun.
I
So
like it. Mine has little like fern leaves on it. Something like that. It's part of
yeah,
the
I saw
kit,
the
but
fabrics that came with. I saw the fabrics that came with it, and I was just that was not my. They're beautiful fabrics, but they weren't
yeah.
my aesthetic. So I'm kind of glad that I am just doing my own little thing,
Yeah.
and it's fun to. For me at least, it's fun to be able to shop your own stash because when you do it that way, it's always gonna be a little bit different to the person next to you that makes the exact same pattern,
Yeah.
and I
It
like
it's
that.
it's fun seeing the different fabrics side by side.
Yeah.
Um
Now, having said that, there is a pattern I'm going to do very, very soon. Well, at some point in the near future, by Elizabeth Hartman as well, called Dog Park. I don't know if you've seen that one
I
yet.
have, yeah.
Yeah. And there's a
Yeah.
kit for that. And I saw that at the quilt
This is the one
show.
we're working on, Terry.
And I love
Um
the patterns are that big now because when I saw them, they were real small ones.
uh-huh.
And now they started to sell them bigger. But I saw the quilt kit at the quilt show the other week, and I think they want for the pattern was like $32, and
Ooh.
the kit was what did they charge me for it? I think it was like 89. I think it was like 89.99 or something for the kit with the fabric
Oh
and the pattern.
goodness.
I know. Like, I was like, there is no way I could go find all those fabrics in the right colors and the background fabric for $90 plus, well, for 60 because, you take away the patent price. And so I was like, yeah, I've got to do that. So, yeah, I will buy kits on occasion. I just thought the fabrics on those look really good with the dogs. But,
Yeah, absolutely.
and
Kelly
that's
says
shipped.
that that
That should
one's
be at
very
my house
cute.
soon.
And I think, don't quote me, Terry, there should be a link for the pattern in the description box. I want to say that there is one. I haven't looked tonight and I should have, but there should be one in there. So you can also click on that as well. It'll take you to Amazon, I believe. Ollie says that yours will have you will have a wet nose cow. Um,
Yeah.
and I will have a cow that just ate some grass because mine has ferns.
Yeah, that's fun. I just thought
uh,
this last time I did, like on the pattern itself, I think it shows like it's pink,
mm-hmm.
and that's what I did last time. And this time I had this beautiful fabric, that was sent to me a few weeks ago by a viewer, along with some other stuff, and I think it had the goat was made out of. Well, let's put the goat right side up. This is a different farm pattern. Um, this was also in that package as well. And I just thought it'd be really fun. I'm trying to change some of the stuff up just to make it a little bit different and experiment with different things with this time around as well. So
All right. So Rita said that I didn't get it in the description box, so I just went ahead and grabbed the link, and it is now pinned to the top, guys. So now you can click the link to go get the Fab Farm pattern. It is an Elizabeth Hartman pattern, and there's all these cool animals on it. We've already done the horse. I haven't done my strawberry. Sean has done his strawberry.
the
Um,
strawberry will take you like 15 minutes. It's super easy.
yeah, I just haven't done it yet. Um,
But you got to do four of them as well, so maybe it'll take a
yeah,
couple hours.
it'll take me a little bit.
Should have
I
done the
might want to.
small. Should have done.
No, 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 no. Because this is going to be for
But you got
sale
the
after
kit.
it's done. Yep.
But you also got the kit too. So
You
yeah, you
know
got to do
what?
big.
I could make 4 baby quilts out of this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You're giving me ideas. That's dangerous. Giving me ideas.
Well, that's what I did with the last one. I actually made like, because it was 39 by 39.
Uh-huh.
And so I just did a simple crosshatch quilting on it. I think it was like 4 or 5 inches apart. I didn't do anything fancy with it. And bound it, and I actually gave it to a co-worker who had her second baby, and that was like my baby shower gift to her. And it and after I gave it away, I was like, I really want,
You really
I
want
really
it
want to
now?
do that again. I want one for myself. I want to enter it into the state because I didn't have time to put it in the state fair.
Yeah.
Um, so I was like, I've got to do this again and put it in the fair and let we'll do some better, more intense quilting since it's going to be a show quilt. But yeah, put it in the fair and then, after that I can go somewhere else, because I can't keep all the quilts. As much as I
That's true.
want to, I can't keep them all. Some of them have to go to a new home.
That's
So
true. Shelby got to meet Elizabeth Hartman at QuiltCon, and she is really sweet. That's
I want to
awesome.
meet her. Oh,
I
she's a wonderful lady. I corresponded with her by email once because it was not long after I did the koala pattern. People on my channel were asking me, "Hey, can you do a tutorial on that?" And I'm like, "Well, it's a copyrighted pattern. Let me go ask her real quick if I'm even allowed to do that." And it
Yeah.
wasn't one of her assistants. It wasn't one of her employees. She herself emailed me back and said, "Hey, Sean, thank you so much. You probably won't like the answer I'm about to give you, but I do hold the copyrights for all the education and that sort of thing there." But it was really sweet that she took the time herself and was very nice about, not to say no, I'm going to sue you if you try it. Just to, that she, and that sort of thing there. I just thought it was just a really nice interaction, even though it wasn't I figured the answer was no, but I wanted to
Yeah.
ask anyway. But it was just how she handled it. She was so professional about it, so kind, and yeah, I was more than a little jealous when I heard she was there at QuiltCon last year. She needs to come to Raleigh.
Yeah, she. Well,
Yeah, I
I
would love to see
quilt.
her at Raleigh.
I'm just gonna say, QuiltCon needs to come out west, not like Phoenix, but out northwest to make it accessible to more people. Just saying,
I
because
know.
Phoenix is
Yeah, it
still
makes.
too much of a drive.
Yeah, I'm just very fortunate, and I know people have said this to me before, but I am very fortunate. I am so close to so many shows
That's
because
true.
QuiltCon, I'm 2 hours and some change to Raleigh. Road to Virginia's an hour and a half up the road, and in June, and then the Mid Atlantic shows like on the other side of the river. So yeah, I'm very very fortunate. So
Yeah, you're right, Rita. She says you have to be so very careful when showing how to sew a pattern as a tutorial. Yes.
yeah, and that's
Uh,
why I've always been one that will go. I always ask the person first. If it's not my pattern, I will definitely ask first. Like even before I do the time lapses for my Art East projects, I asked John, who designed everything, can I even do this? And he's like, as long as and his response was, and I have it in writing, he said, as long as you don't give out the cutting instructions, be my guest. Like, but I don't want to
that's
just,
fantastic.
yeah. I don't want to give stuff away and have interactional property lawyers chasing me down because
Oh
that's
no.
not my idea of fun. So
Oh, come on. You don't want to deal with that many lawyers?
no, no, I've had one. I've had one IP claim against me. Cease and desist letter, and that was more than enough. So
I feel you on that. I I asked when I took a class at Quilt Wyoming this past year. I asked whether or not I could go back to my quilt guild and teach what I'd learned, and the lady was not quite. Oh, so cute! Yay!
yeah, it's not together yet. I'm just kind of
That's
showing how it will
okay.
get.
That's okay. I'm having to go put my corners on mine.
Yeah. I
I
really
just
was
saw
not
that.
sure about this fabric. Like I was like, do I do the pink like it shows, or do I go rogue and put my own thing? But I think it's really going to
I
look
love that.
nice
I think it is. Yeah.
when it's done. So I'm glad I'm experimenting because I figure, worst case scenarios, if I don't like this, I can cut out these 5 or 6 pieces again and just resew it. I'm not out anything really because I didn't go out and spend money on it. Like it's scraps.
Yeah. Scraps come in handy.
They
Scraps are
do, and
great test project material.
yeah, and with these sort of projects like the Elizabeth Hartman, the Art East, and that sort of thing, there, these tiny pieces with your scraps, you should have that freedom to experiment too, because they're tiny pieces. You can go
True.
experiment for a little section, and if it doesn't look good, um, try something else. Usually it turns out fine. I think most of us quilters have really good fabric and eye color sense. So the number of times that you go, oh, this is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen,
It's
doesn't
very
happen very
small,
often.
right?
Yeah.
Welcome
So,
in, Shirley. Glad you are here.
yes, thank you
Shirley
very much. It's
Velasquez
good to
here.
see
Thank
you.
you.
All right, now where am I on my pattern so I don't mess up? Because,
Oh, come on. Let
oh
me get
boy,
ahead. No, I'm just kidding. Yes,
oh,
I agree, Shirley.
I was so embarrassed. The other week I had John from Art East, the designer, on with me. We sewed this together, the goat and tulips, and I totally missed this piece of fabric right here.
Oh,
And I'd already
goodness.
and I'd already sewn this part on, so I had to like rip out like 2/3 of the head and
Oh,
redo it.
no.
So
I do
yeah,
have the goat in pajamas pattern, and I
I
have
do
yet
not.
to.
I have not made that one yet. It's on my list to do at some point in my life. I know Chloe has done one of them in the past. She said it was a
Ish.
fun pad.
Yeah, she did
So,
one of the goats in pajamas. She didn't do the whole pattern. She just did one
right.
goat, which is fantastic because those have some tiny pieces.
Yeah. But there's so many of his patterns that I want to do first. There's an Anna Green Gables pattern I want to do. I have the pattern
Oh,
behind me. There's probably like 5 or 6 of his patterns that I've purchased that I haven't had a chance to start yet. So I probably have to do those first, and then he brings out more patterns twice a year. So
oh
I've
goodness.
I've really got to start sewing faster and more to be able to keep up. Otherwise, I'll never keep up because I just love all the shiny things.
I have got I've got my 365 quilt that I pulled back out. So that project is ongoing. That is my Sunday night project for the foreseeable future. Because there's 365 blocks to do, and I'm not nearly caught up yet.
Right.
So I'm doing about 3 or 4 blocks a night, depending on. I've managed 3 blocks a night the last 2 times. And then I've got my Dear Jane quilt to pull back out and start working on again. Um, Gosh, I've got so many. I've got so many. I've got project bins and such. But I'm slowly working on finishing up some stuff so that they can now be like sewn. They're like, you know, they're to the point that they can be sewn on again.
Yeah. But I think at the end of the day, as long as it brings you joy,
Yeah.
um, don't worry about how many you have. Like, there's some folks out there that are monogamous that do one project from start to finish. And I admire those folks. That will never be me. If you're expecting me to be a monogamous sewer, I'm sorry you found the wrong channel. I hope you find what you're looking for. But that will never be me. I will bounce around from project to project until the day I can't see what I'm doing anymore.
That's true.
Because that's just how I am. But yeah, if you have 5 projects at once, 10 projects at once, 15, and that brings you joy, don't worry about it. Just have some fun with it. This is our craft time and sewing time. We have enough rigidity and that sort of thing there at our day jobs and that sort of thing there, unless you're one of those lucky souls that get to retire and set your own schedule, which is not me. So yeah, just do what makes you happy. As long as you can
I
afford it and you're not like, putting a fourth mortgage on your house to buy another bolt of fabric, then, don't worry about it.
I have actually also got that. Have you caught? Hi, welcome in, Giovanna. She says good morning, Tammy and Sean. I haven't seen you
Oh,
in
she's up.
my chat in a while. Yeah, she says good morning.
So it's
Yeah,
4 o'clock in the morning where she is because
Yep,
they have
yep.
Europe has not gone to daylight savings yet. They don't go to daylight savings to the end of the month.
Oh goodness. Um,
I thought it was this week they switched, but then yeah, I found out this morning that wasn't the case because one of my kids over in Europe said, "Hey, are we talking at 4 or 5 today?" And I'm like, "Well, 11 o'clock my
ooh,
time."
oops.
So,
um, Terry's asking Giovanna why she's up. Go back to sleep. Oh, come on. You just want the chat to yourself. That's all it is. I'm just kidding.
well, sometimes I think, when folks can't sleep, they want to come up, they want to turn us
Yeah.
on, and we're a comforting and relaxing thing for them. If we can help the insomniacs of the world, one person at a time, I think we're doing our service. That's our community service.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Shelby says that after seeing a Dear Jane quilt with a white background, she now really wants to start one. I have both the Dear Jane book and I have the EQ, the electric quilt expansion for it. Um, in order to work on that. Ah, Kathy has faith. You're in my time zone. You're in Mountain. Yay! I'm in Wyoming, by the way, in case you didn't know. um, but yeah, let's see.
all right, where did my magic pen go?
Mm,
Yoo-hoo.
it is probably under the fabric that you set down.
No, I
Um,
found it. It's good. Yeah, I'm trying this Easy Press pen,
oh, okay. Yeah.
and
I
so far I'm a fan.
I like the Easy Press pen. With one caveat, I'm not a big fan of the fact that it the one that I had ended up getting mold in it,
Oh, okay.
so it ended up being a washout for me. Like it didn't stay around and stay in good condition for me.
Well, I
Of all the
figure
fabric.
I don't want to like starch everything, but like John was telling me the other week when I had him on, he said it's really good for like doing the seams on these small pieces, and for that, it's been
Yeah.
really, really good. So I'm experimenting with that part, and so far, it's been really, really good.
I am so glad to hear that, Kathy. She lives in Newcastle, Wyoming, which is northeastern Wyoming. So that's fantastic. Um, what is in the Easy Press pen? Usually they come with solution when you buy them originally. Some people also put starch in them. I put starch in mine, and
I
mine
put
molded.
whatever sauce. Oh, hang on, here it is. Me, you.
I gotta see if I
Yeah.
got something wrong.
I put this in it. That's what it told me to put in it. That's what
Okay.
came with it. And
Yeah.
so the top thing just unscrews. It holds, I don't know how much it holds, not very much, because I mean,
Mm.
this thing was full, and when I took it out, it took out maybe like a 20th of it. So, and it's lasted me a while. And so I figure if it helps make the seams a little flatter with all these tiny things that I'm doing. Um, so what is the purpose? That's a good question there,
It
Cynthia. The idea is that it makes the seams flatter
it's
than
kind
without it.
it's kind of like targeted starch. Is the best way
Yes.
to put it. Targeted starch.
Yeah.
So instead of sitting there spraying your whole piece and starching all of your pieces and having them stretch and skew, it only targets just that seam.
That seam. Yeah.
Um, it's kind of like highlighting your seam with the starch. It's kind of like that. I really liked mine when I was using it, but I just need a
Yeah.
replacement. So,
So while we're here, let's do an experiment.
okay.
So I just sewn this little section here. I'll show you in just a second. So I've sewn this here.
Uh huh.
I'll go ahead and press it. I'm not going to put any of this stuff on there.
Okay.
And then
That
we'll
probably
do one
worked
with
out
it.
like mine.
I mean, I have a clapper, I have a misting bottle, of water that I've been using. The only reason I have this stuff is, it was sent to me, to try out. So, you know, if you're not having to outlay any money, it makes it even better. And
Oh
as you can
yeah.
see, it's just by itself, a hot iron, it's fairly flat.
Yeah.
But once you get a whole section, let me show you ones I did use the easy press on. This is actually the first thing I used the easy press on. This this is Kanga from the 100 Acre Woods. You
Oh,
can see
so
that thing is as
cute.
flat as a tack.
Yeah, it
Like
is.
it's really, really flat. Like everything on the back is flat. We'll turn it around the right way.
Yeah.
Except for I did not press these two seams, and you can probably tell the difference
Yeah.
between the others. So
It's a
that's kind of what it.
significant difference.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that. That kind of gives you an idea of what its purpose in life is, and that sort of thing there as well. I think like for regular sewing, if you got a clapper and some water, some people live and die by starch, and that's great. If that works for you, that's fantastic. But yeah, I mean, I've gone without it for all this time, but I think for these tiny pieces, I think it's probably something I'll probably use, um, just
Yeah.
because it will make my life a little bit easier.
It's also really good if you like to paper piece, because then you are only starching
Yeah, I heard someone
the
tell me that earlier
section.
today.
Hmm. That's what I was going to be. That's what I was mainly using mine for. While I'm thinking about it, today is actually National Panda Day.
Panda Day?
Panda. So we're doing the
Oh,
wrong
okay,
animal. We
cool.
should have been doing panda bears.
Well, I've got the panda bear quilt the quilt top over there.
Well, today is
I've
officially
done.
National Panda Day. Good day for it.
Well, that's fun. Yeah, that's a cute pattern of hers too. Where'd you go? I had double A, I thought. Or maybe I don't.
I
No,
str- I had cut double A and then like misplaced it and
no,
then
no,
couldn't
here
figure
it
out
is.
where it
I
went
found
in.
it.
So yeah.
It's fine. I got it. We are back in business.
Cynthia says, "Happy Panda
Yeah,
Day."
we are. Yes. What was it? Friday was Pie Day.
Yes, Friday was Pie Day. Today is National Panda Day. Let's see. Tomorrow is National Corned Beef and Cabbage Day. And Tuesday, my next live is Global Recycling Day. Giovanna says,
Okay.
"Not for
Well,
me
tomorrow's
anymore,
also
Tanda."
what?
Tomorrow is St. Patty's Day.
Yeah. And then it's also Gleason's birthday. Who's
Is
the
who?
guy that started the ILA, the longshoreman.
Oh.
Gleason?
Oh,
I work in
okay.
international shipping, so like it's basically the guy that started the longshoremen's union or something like that. So I think all the ports will be closed tomorrow, if
Oh,
I remember
okay.
correctly.
I have finally gotten to where I can assemble the first
I
column.
think they use his birthday to all go to go to the pub.
Oh. Um, Chloe says Pat Sloan apparently mentioned it as well. She says, "Someday I have to make pandas and sweaters" by Elizabeth Hartman. Oh, goodness. Thank you, puppy. My puppy just came back in and started licking my feet.
Ali says, "Okay, good, Sean. You lost that other piece a while back and never found that one." I don't think that. No,
Right?
I never did find that one. I don't think I cut it because I was actually, and it was funny. I was laughing about that a little bit earlier because I was going through with the pieces, laying them all out to make sure I had everything for tonight. And I was missing one piece, and I never cut it. I cut one instead of two, and so I can almost guarantee you that's what I did last month when I lost that piece. So I didn't really
Oh,
lose it. I just never cut it.
Giovanna says today for her is St. Patrick's Day. She's already there. Oh, and Terry says, "Let
Yes.
me know when it is Terry Day." um, oh, Aw, Susan says that yesterday was National Quilt Day and Tuesday is her baby girl's birthday. Oh, happy birthday to her. Um, every day is Terry Day, says Giovanna.
Well, apparently there is a Terry's Day. It's Terri apostrophe S. It's observed on March 31st. It commemorates the life of Terry Schiavo, a woman whose right to die case sparked national debate, aiming to raise awareness about end of life. So yeah, there is a Terry's Day on the 31st.
Oh, very
So
cool.
there you go. So if you want one Terry, that's about as close as you're going to get, but at least you have one that's in the ballpark.
Cynthia says that she misses being in the math classroom on National Pie Day. One year she had a really small class, so she had cookies made with the pie symbol put on them, and she misses that part about subbing. I bet you do. Um, Rita says today is Confusion Block Day. Oh wait, that is every day for me. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, me too.
Hey,
All right,
we're
let's
quilters.
see.
We're loud.
All right, let's see. Where am I?
Hey, we're
This,
Confusion
okay.
Block Day. Okay.
Let's get this on. I'm doing this slightly out of order, but at least just as it looks like I've actually achieved something today. So
That's okay. Mine was out of order too. I was already starting to assemble leg pieces
yeah, I
and
haven't
didn't
done that
realize that
yet.
I wasn't even close to needing to assemble them yet.
I'm attaching the nose first, and that way at least it looks like I've done something.
Welcome in, Helen. Glad you're here. So glad you're here. Thank you for checking in the chat. I appreciate it. We are celebrating
All right.
National Panda Day by sewing a cow.
Good evening,
very
Helen.
funny.
It's good to see you. Yeah, I believe she's out in Southern California, so she
She
doesn't get to see
is,
me
yeah.
live hardly ever.
Yep,
But I'm on
she's
here once a
Pacific time, yep.
yeah. So if you want to see me live, this is a great option because I do join Tammy once a month to work on one of these blocks. So
I'm blessed to have Sean
that's
here, and I'm blessed to have all of you in the chat.
oh definitely. Yeah, I love that so many people are tuning in, but we got 40 some here. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. She says, two of my faves. I had to come. Thank you, Helen.
Yep.
You're so sweet. Thank you.
I love yeah, 'cause she comments like pretty much every week on my lives, catching the replay. And and I feel bad for my Pacific Coast people because I am on so super early and it's the best time for me to be on for my family and everything else. And I know it's hard for the West Coasters, but and I keep saying, I want to do an evening live, want to do an evening live, but with family and everything else, it doesn't really happen. So when
Mm-hmm.
Tammy brought up this idea of doing this 10 o'clock thing, I was like, I'm going to be so tired, but I think
Wait a
it
minute.
actually
Wait
is
a
going to
minute.
work.
I said I didn't mind if we did a different time of day, and Sean's like, no. Let's just stick with your live at 9. And I'm
Yeah.
like, are you sure? And
Yes. I mean,
he
yeah, she
agreed.
gave you about 5 hours. I mean, yeah, let's set this record straight. Um, but I think this is good because it does kind of solve a lot of problems. I'm not as far ahead as you.
That's okay. That's okay. All of my pieces are laid out.
Just
So.
encourage, yeah, it'll just encourage everyone to come back on Sunday and see what I got up to. So
Exactly.
there you go. All right. Rita says I
So
do catch you once in a while, but it's rare that I catch him. Yeah, I've seen Rita in the chat a few times on my lives, which is fine. I don't always get to say hi to everybody in the live because like here I have, I'm not the only one, and then I get distracted and that sort of thing there. But I do notice pretty much everybody that pops in, which is really nice. So there you go. Susan says she has to reorder the pandas and sweaters. The one I bought totally disappeared. Yeah, thankfully
mhm.
that pattern is one of her cheaper ones. I think it's $10 if you
Oh,
buy
that's
the
not bad.
PDF.
Yeah.
Because it's just the one block. She's And I think that's something that's really nice of her. If it's one of the ones where it's just one block, I think it's only like 10 or 12. I mean, it might be 11 or 12 now. I don't know.
Yeah.
And if it's got multiple blocks, that's when it's like 20, 25, 27 dollars as well. But the amount of work that she puts into writing those patterns, I mean, I think it's worth every penny. I've dabbled a little bit in doing pattern writing, and it's a lot more work than you would expect, especially for something this complex.
This
So
complex is crazy hard to
yeah,
write.
yeah, there is a pattern of mine that I want to put out. I've had people test it. I just need to like finish it. I need to sit still for
Yes.
20 minutes, which is half my problem. I need to sit still for 20 minutes and actually do something. Um,
When I was writing the temperature rings pattern, I was in the library hours at a time for about a week and a half. I was going to the library so that I would sit and pay attention and not get distracted by anything. It was definitely a challenge. Um,
oh, for sure.
I've actually
Yeah.
got two patterns that I'm looking to release this year. I'm hoping I can get one out in the summer, and then the other one will be another Christmas time release.
I have so many patterns in my head. Some of them are drawn on pieces of paper. Um, I'll get out one day. I might be 75 years old and retired before they come out. But yeah, one of these days you'll see some fun stuff come out. Yeah, that
Well,
I've created. So
one of them, I've drawn it out, and I like how it looks. Um, it is going to be such a mess to try to draft it because I've tried already in EQ to like get some numbers in there and figure out exactly what I'm doing with it. It's going to be one I'm going to have to test before I can release. It's not one I can just send out into the ether and hope that it works.
I'm a big
It's
proponent of using testers because people are more than happy to test something for you. So
oh
um,
yeah. That one may be done as a mystery quilt. And then we all kind of work on it at the same time. Something
yeah,
along those lines. What piece did I just sew? Oh, okay. I
done
lost
that.
track.
Oh, I'm so easily distracted. It's not funny. And yeah, I am not a night owl. So the fact that I'm still functioning is I'm doing well.
Susan's made the Elizabeth Hartman Legendary quilt 3 times. She has the Dachshunds pattern, the Forest Animals pattern, and her Cats and Pajamas pattern. That's impressive. So when are you getting those done by? You
Probably
know I
before
gotta
I do.
ask. I gotta ask. So my light colored fabric for the one cow it has polka dots on it, or has dots on it. And then my light colored fabric for the other cow, it does not. So I'm having to page through every time I have to go pull a fabric out.
And see, that's the beauty of doing your own fabrics is I have to sit there and look at it. As long as it's got the right letter on there, I know I'm good.
Well, you're also only doing one.
Yeah, that's true too.
Oh, I love it. Ollie says, "What part am I on? Next thing, a leg for an ear on a cow." Well, yeah, I don't know what part I'm actually sewing. I just know that I've got the right letters in my hand.
Well, you did the leg already, which is further ahead. I mean, now you're working on the body. The body's the next thing. So you're doing like the main part of the body, and then the udders and the back leg, and
I think maybe,
then
yeah, I
you'll
think
do then
maybe
you'll
this
do
is the
the ear,
body.
and then you'll do the final assembly.
I
So
think
we
this
won't be
is the
finishing this
body.
tonight.
Well, I got 30 minutes. I could be hopeful. Now, any of my cut off triangles, if they are big enough to sew together, I am sewing them together, making half square triangles while I'm
Yeah, I've
going.
started doing that too.
I've got some from the horse, and I think I have some from the goats. I think. Don't quote me about the goats, but I know I've got some from the horse. I did that with Star Systems. That pattern I'm actually completely done with. I'm not going to pick it back up, but I may have it available for a giveaway. Pam says she's gonna have to sign off for tonight, feeling a second wind. So need to figure out what I can unpack before it's too late for neighbors. Yes, absolutely, Pam. Thank you so much for coming to hang out for as long as you could.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
So,
See.
and so I'm trying to read the pattern online and read the chat, so I'm a little behind. Please forgive me.
Yeah, I've got the physical pattern. That's from buying the kit. So
Yeah.
Debbie said she's moving slow. She had back surgery end of July. Ready to catch up with you. Yes. I know that, having any kind of surgery slows you down. Helen, I am using Ricky. This is my Bernina 350 patchwork edition, special edition Ricky Timms edition. And mine is actually autographed by Ricky Timms. I saw him multiple years at Paducah and took my machine one year. I took it in 2016 and he autographed it. So.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. It's a special one. Beauty is actually sitting on my cutie frame right now. I have a quilt loaded on the frame and I need to get to quilting it, but I've been too distracted by just trying to fight with my body and everything else. So it's a challenge. Giovanna's going to go to lurking mode as she has to get up at 7 a.m. Absolutely, Giovanna. Absolutely.
Don't blame me one bit.
I will roll over and check my phone at 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and then usually I'm going back to sleep by about 6. Maybe I can stay up for an hour. Welcome in, Jacqueline. She just got home from her great granddaughter's first birthday party. Congrats!
That's fun.
That's a good milestone. First birthday. Yes, Helen, it is a strong Bernina. Pretty much any Bernina you can get is going to be a strong one. And either you love them or you hate them, or you're kind of, you don't care. It's, yes, I do have to get more subscribers, Giovanna. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yep, that's always the challenge.
It is. It is.
But we're having fun while we're doing it, so
yeah. I mean, so just being fair, I was not expecting to hit 500 before January, and I hit it back in October. So being at 700 by March, I'm not upset about that. I'm not. I'm very pleasantly surprised. So yeah, I'm good with that.
I was surprised when I hit 50 at all. I figured, if 20 people enjoyed my channel, I was doing well. So, when I hit 50, I was absolutely floored. When I hit 100, 200, 500, yeah. Just keep at it. It's like people are probably sick of hearing me say this, but this is an ultra marathon. This is not a sprint. For some folks, they get instant success. You'll see them burst on the scene. A week later, they have 5,000 subscribers, 10,000, and that's fantastic for them. There's definitely an algorithm. There is a way that you can play the YouTube game. I choose not to do that because I have a full-time job. I do this because I enjoy it and I enjoy hanging out with everybody. And so my growth is a little slower now, and that's okay. We still have fun. I would love to get that 100,000 subscriber YouTube plug. Love that. That would be fantastic. Will I get it? Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. If I don't, that's okay. But that's kind of like the long-term goal, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, who knows? Maybe it's never. But, as long as we have fun, with it, and we all enjoy it, and the viewers enjoy what they come and see. That's all that really matters to me.
I,
So,
I'm
there
with
you
you on
go.
that. Giovanna
But
said that she has 145 subscribers. Congratulations.
that is awesome.
That's a lot to be proud of.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I think anyone turning on that camera and hitting record and putting yourself out there and being vulnerable like that is the hardest thing you can do.
It
Your first
is.
video is always the hardest. Like I was terrified when I put out the log, the first one and the second one and the 20th one and the 40th one. It took me probably a good 12 months before I felt somewhat comfortable in front of the camera. Now it's like I turn it on, I hang out with you guys, like we're all super comfortable with each other. But yeah, if you go back and watch my old videos, please forgive me. I wasn't very good.
Oh, good night,
I cr
Joyce.
I cringe when I go back and look at those. But you have to start somewhere.
Oh,
You really,
yeah.
really do. Like you're not unless now if you've had a lot of training in public speaking or you've gone to college for like TV production or something like that, then yeah, you might be able to start day one and sound like you know what you're talking about. But other than that, you're going to um there's a learning curve. The first 20, 30 videos of what they call throwaway,
Yeah.
you've got to learn. It's like anything else. You got to practice, you got to learn and that sort of thing there. But you will get better. I mean, I certainly did. I mean, yeah,
It takes a while. It takes a while.
it does. It really does. But you look back, like at the 6 month mark from when I started, I look back and I'm like, oh, I'm so much better than what I was at day one. And then 12 months, it was so much better. And now I look back at like even stuff I did a year or two ago, and I was like, oh, good God, Sean, what were you doing back then? So just keep at it. Like you've got a wonderful, supportive audience here that love you, that show up here each and every week. And, don't worry about those numbers too much.
No, I
Like
don't.
yeah, you'll do just fine. I mean, I wouldn't support you if I didn't think you had a really good chance of doing something really special.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Not a problem.
Giovanna, drop exclamation selfie in the chat, and that will give everybody a link to your channel. Anytime you're over here on my channel, guys, 9 times out of 10, I've got Nightbot going, and exclamation selfie works. Just don't spam it, and we're good.
Yeah.
And then let's see, there was one other. Yeah, if you don't refresh it, it doesn't update the number of likes. Terry had said that she's climbing a well, but it has to be organic for her. Her channel is a niche place. It is. It absolutely is. And Annette, you are absolutely right. Thumbs up. It does help. Um, YouTube pays attention. YouTube pays attention. So when you guys are chatting in the chats for your content creators, you are actually telling YouTube that, hey, this person's somebody to watch, and
Yeah,
it
because
puts your channel out there.
they value viewer interaction, and comments are a form of interaction. A thumbs up is a form of interaction. Surprisingly enough, for those that think they're hurting us by doing thumbs down, that actually
I
helps
don't
us
mind.
too.
I don't
It
mind
actually
those.
helps. Now, if your video gets like 95% dislikes and 5% likes, and that happens day after day after day, then the YouTube algorithm's going to forget all about you. But if you get like 2 or 3 people come in and go, this is the worst person who've ever watched it, hit the thumbs down button, they're still helping you. I
I'm
always
still
find
waiting
that
for
a
my
little,
first one.
what's your first dislike? I get
Yeah.
one. I get some sometimes. I'll look at my analytics, and sometimes it'll say like one person disliked this, 2 people disliked this. On some of the more popular videos, it might say 5 or 10. It doesn't bother me. My thumbs up percentage, I think, is still like 99.6%. So as long as it's not like, yeah, 50-50 over a long period of time, those
Oh
thumbs
yeah.
down actually still help you. So, they think they're doing you a disservice. Thank you very much for the dislike. I hope you have a good day and find what you're looking for.
um, Good night, Judy. Thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you,
Giovanna.
Judy. It was good.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just saying good night to Judy. Sorry.
Oh, okay. No, you're fine. You're fine. And then agreed, Giovanna. She says also watch from the beginning to the end. If you
Yes.
only watch like 20 minutes, of a 2 hour video. I know it's a 2 hour video. I get it. Believe me, I do. But if you only watch 20 minutes, YouTube says, okay, well, you only had people watching for 20 minutes. That's less than the normal. That channel's not going to help. Or
But
it's
20
not going to
minutes is
help
better
me.
than no minutes.
It
So,
is.
like
It
if you can
is.
only watch 20 minutes of it, you can only watch a little bit of it, still do that. But I see what you're saying too.
And then one thing that I've learned from some other content creators when they're trying to catch up with everybody and go watch everybody's channel and catch up with all the content that they've missed. There's a speed setting where you can set it to like 2x. That so you can speed through and watch somebody's replay at 2x speed, and that counts especially if you watch the whole thing, it counts as a full watch, even though you watched
Yeah.
it at 2x. So, we might talk
You
really,
can't
really
do that to
fast.
mine though, because I talk too fast.
Oh, maybe I can listen for that. I'm
I've
good
actually
at
had
listening
people
for
say,
that.
please slow down a little bit. But I get excited. When I get excited, I talk at 100 miles an hour. So
Let me
I tried.
let me guess. They were from the southeast when they said, "Please slow down."
Ellie says on April Fool's we could give a thumbs down for a joke. I'll have to delete this before she reads it though.
Oh no, Ollie, you're fine. He is such a jokester. Love having you in the
Yeah,
chat,
I
Ollie.
know. He's a lot of fun. I can't remember his name, but
Um, we just call him Ollie. We just call
okay,
him
that's
Ollie.
cool.
That's just the simple that or
Okay,
Alibaba. If you feel like you can pronounce Alibaba, how many ever times you're gonna say it, then
yeah,
then you say that. Um,
okay.
and there he goes. He deletes it. Oh,
We're all here to just have a fun time together. So
I don't know, Terry. She says, if you watch for 5 minutes, it counts as a watch on the lives. For every minute you watch is a watch. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, everybody's screen, nobody's screen updates. Cynthia, you're in good company. Um, oh yes, they do, Laura. She says oftentimes she puts on playlists as she's trying to fall asleep. May not be listening, but the creator does get the credit. I think, yeah, they do. They absolutely do.
Mhm.
So yes, that does help. So if you're like, I've got a TV back here. If I wanted to, I could start putting people's videos on play on the TV, just put it on mute so I wouldn't hear it. If I didn't wasn't able to watch it or give it attention, and that would count as a play. If I wanted multiple tabs on my computer, I could do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
It absolutely works.
yeah. And we always push the likes too because you can only subscribe to a channel once, but you can like each and every video you go and visit. So I think that's another reason we all say, please hit the like button. I know I do. I
Oh yeah. Well, I know if I
okay.
get the likes, then YouTube's going to pay attention that, hey, okay, people are liking this content. Let's push it out there. And it's free advertising from YouTube at that point.
Yeah.
So, hey, Dre, first time in my chat. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Kathy says she's been here more than 20 minutes. Yes, you have.
Me too.
Oh,
But I think at the end of the day, like
amazing, right?
for me at least, I figure if I put out the best content that I can and the viewers enjoy it, over time things will take care of itself.
That's true. I love it.
And
Nanette says, Sean, you don't talk as fast as my 40 something adult kids.
oh well, thank goodness for that because yeah, I've actually had people write a comment and said, like I wish you'd slow down a little bit and yeah, sometimes not quite as nice as that. But um I know I talk really fast, especially when I'm excited or I'm tired or anything else like that. So, and it's something I do try to monitor, but sometimes it's just like, I'm sorry. There is a point there. Yeah, there is if it is too fast, on a live and you're watching a replay, you can slow it down. Like, Tammy said you
Mm-hmm.
can speed it up, you can actually slow it down as well. If I catch myself speaking too fast during a podcast, there have been times when I've been editing, I actually have slowed that down during the editing process. to
Oh, very
um,
cool.
yeah, you can actually split the video. You, as a viewer, you'll probably never notice it, but I've actually sometimes split the video where I've noticed I've like speaking way too fast, and I'll actually split it. I'll get that one section. I'll slow the playback speed down to about zero point 0.7, zero point 0.6, zero point 0.8, whatever it needs. And
Yeah.
then as to the viewer, you don't even notice it. Like you're probably like, that's really cool. So um those comments, sometimes they hurt a little bit when people are mean, but you do pay attention to it, and it's not because of that. It actually has made me a better entertainer or content creator because of that. Because it's something, as I say, I can't fix it during a live. If I talk too fast during a live, I'm sorry, you're out of luck.
Yeah, you're
If you're watching
stuck.
a live chat, but um,
I've lost a
yeah,
letter. I've
it,
lost
it
a
has
letter.
helped. It really has. So,
Welcome in,
well.
Misty. Glad you are here. She says, Sean, you don't talk near as fast as Kim from Cotton Cuts.
Oh yeah, I love Kim. Yeah, but yeah, she's like me. She when she gets excited, I think that's probably why we get along so well. So
Oh,
yeah, Laura
Laura.
says I watch a lot of videos on high speed, but with yours I can't. I warned you. I said that 10 minutes ago that you can't do that with mine.
Oh, now, okay, so you guys know that I'm tired when you hear my southern accent. That is the key, that my southern accent comes out and I have that drawl, that southern drawl. That is me being tired. Um, I guess I do speed up when I'm excited. Nanette
Oh, I
says,
know I
Sean,
do.
uh, go ahead.
Huh?
We're good at talking over
I
each
didn't
other.
say anything, I don't think.
Sean, Sean,
Oh,
I
I'm
am on your
terrible about that. I'm
Discord.
trying to get better at that.
And one of these days I will participate given time. That's from Nanette.
That's it. Hey, I'm glad you found your. I'm glad you found your way there. There is a bit of a learning curve to it. It's a little different to the other social media platforms out there. I like to tell folks it reminds me a lot of the old like AOL chat rooms back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And I think it's a wonderful program, but yeah, there is a learning curve to it. So if you haven't checked it out, go take a look. Just take your time, lurk for a while. Press buttons. You cannot blow it up. You cannot delete everything. Only I can do that. Um, there's safeguards in place that you can't delete other people's messages and all that sort of stuff there. So yeah, click on buttons, see what it does, have some fun with it. And if you run into problems, just let us know. So oh, okay. You've been on Discord since 20. Okay, so you know more than I did, probably. I actually discovered it through, like my wife. She was part of some knitting groups, similar to what we do here, and they use Discord and they had the chat rooms and all that. So I was like, that'd be really cool for my group as well. So that's kind of how it all um, came into place. Okay, let me put this head on this front leg, and then
I
I
have got
think
to I've
that's
got to
just.
say. Um can you pronounce what Cynthia just put in the chat? I don't know if you can pronounce it with your Australian accent.
Oh, guaranteed.
It's not the right pronunciation of it, but yeah.
Well, that's how I'm going to say it. Yeah, one of my coworkers likes me to
Guaranteed.
say, one of my coworkers is always trying to get me to say the word chassis, like, what a container sits on. And I won't do it in front of her. I'll tell her a container trailer just because she's always wanting me to say that. I'm
Oh, so
terrible.
funny. No, you're not terrible. You're funny. All right, how do I have that piece and not have eek?
All
We're gonna
right,
see
let's
if I can
see
figure out
how.
what I did. Oh, very cool. I'll show mine again.
Oh, very nice.
Yay! I love them. They're siblings. They're
I know,
siblings.
right?
Is
Is
that
that
a
a
southern
some?
you could get?
I'm sorry, my
Oh,
accent is more southern than anybody here in the US because I came from the southern hemisphere. I think, the South Africans, the Australians and New Zealanders, maybe the Chileans and the Argentinians, we're more south.
okay. I thought I might get this done tonight, but now officially I'm not going to.
I know I'm not going to.
Oh my goodness.
I'm glad you're having a good time.
I am. I am. Why would I not be?
Oh, so there we go.
All right. So this is showing piece L, but I don't know why, because that's J. I've already sewn with J. So what did I do with L? Let me
I don't know.
see.
My L's floating around here somewhere.
All
I haven't
right.
got to that page. I haven't got to that page yet.
Okay, that is not L, but
Are
that
you looking for
doesn't.
L or LL?
No, it's the white for the cow. So that is listed as one thing.
Hang
Maybe
on.
that's the I. Is that what they're? Is that the I?
All the
I
horses
wish
L.
that there was some other directions on how this was printed. That's my only
You
complaint.
L. Hang on. L is used for the black on the face of the cow. LL is a piece of the background fabric.
Okay, so I is the leg piece that I'm looking at. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So I am on the right piece, but their capital I looks like an L, lowercase L.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm yeah.
And that's one of those things you do need to note with these patterns is always keep you'll always see at the top of these patterns like a diagram, full diagram with all the letters on there. Because there are times like the I and the L and that sort of thing there, you don't know which one's which. Is it up? And then with Art East, they have uppercase, lowercase letters, and then double letters. Double letters are easy enough, but the
Yeah.
uppercase and lower, you don't really know which one's which sometimes. So I always get back up to the main picture, look to see where I'm working and then figure out which one's which because
Yeah.
yeah, you run into
This
that
is
situation. I've run into that situation all the time. So
this is just
that
crazy.
like when you were lost, I was like, let me go check real quick to see because it's like I don't see an L here. So but that's
Oh,
that's that's what it is.
Ollie just said we don't want to end up with an eye on the cow's back. No, we don't. Andrea says that she got 2 quilt blocks done while we have been chatting and sewing. She has not figured out how to chat while she sews, though. That's
On
okay.
me either.
It
I,
takes a
I, I
while.
have to do one or the other. If I'm watching someone's live and I'm in the chat, I am not sewing. I'd love to be able to do two things at once. I thought the ladies would have a better chance of doing two things at once because apparently the ladies can do multiple things at once. Men can only do one. So I figured I really have no chance. But I can sew and read the chat and follow a pattern somewhat at the same time. So I think I'm doing all right. So
Misty, if you will do exclamation selfie in the chat, there are some people who would like to subscribe to you, and they are having difficulty finding you. It's technology hiccups. If you
which one's
guys,
Misty? Because I might be able to hang
um,
on. Made by Misty. Hang on, I
yeah,
can throw it in real quick.
okay, you do have rights to, or
Yeah,
you're
I'm a mod on your chat.
yep,
So
yep.
Misty's
Okay,
channel,
Misty,
and
and
boom, this should work.
I think okay, Shelby couldn't
Yep,
see
it's in
you.
there. I got it there now.
Shelby, if you cannot access that, let me know, and let's see if we can troubleshoot what's going on. So let me know if you don't see Sean's link for Misty's channel, if that makes sense.
Yeah. First thing I'd suggest is make sure it's just seeing like mine's showing top chat. A lot of times, sometimes if it says top chat at top instead of all chat, that sometimes makes a difference. But I usually don't change that, and it seems
Oh,
you don't have a channel. Okay,
that's
well,
okay. Shelby would accidentally blocked you by accident. It's a technology hiccup. It's easy to block somebody, but hard to unblock them. So having a link to where your channel would be should allow her to unblock it.
You should
So,
be able to go into your settings, like into your channel settings, and undo it that way, I think.
okay. If it didn't get fixed, Shelby, let me know.
Yeah, you can go
Even if
into your
you
settings.
Yeah, even if you don't post content, you technically do have a channel just for being on YouTube. So even if you
Yeah.
don't have any content, it's okay. Um, it's basically like how you friend somebody, but there's no random chat to go with it, if that makes sense. It's like no private chat like Facebook Messenger or something.
Okay. Shelby's good.
Okay. Yeah,
No,
even
she
it.
said she's got it sorted out, so she's fine now.
Yay. Yay. Awesome. Awesome.
So that's good. All right. Well, it sounds like you're breaking up there.
Okay. Yeah, I had
Hammy,
a
so
couple
that
of
might be our sign to say goodnight.
okay. Welcome in, Jaza. She just popped on to say hi. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, and Sean was getting choppy signal from me. So we're probably having choppy signal going out to all of you guys. So I do apologize. I've been having internet issues the past couple of weeks. I am still waiting for a resolution from one of the internet companies to fix it. So I do want to say thank you for everybody coming out tonight. You guys will see my cow come up, and I'm thinking Sean will show his cow as well on his channel. If you guys have not checked out Sean's channel, he is the guy who sews. Um, so thank you all for being here. I greatly appreciate it. There we go. Sean's channel is going into the chat. Cynthia says we are
Yep.
lagging a little bit. Yeah, so that's okay. It happens. Welcome to
Yep.
YouTube.
That's I know, and it's getting ready. It's well past my bedtime anyway, so I'm not going to complain too much. But thank you so much for having me here. It was really fun, sewing the cow and having a laugh with you and everybody else. And Rowena says thank you for watching her as well because
Oh
she
yay!
loves putting on display for everybody. So
Yes,
yeah, there you go.
absolutely. So if you guys have not gone and petted some fabric, put some needle and thread to fabric lately, at least go touch some fabric before you welcome in Monday. It's always therapeutic to go touch and feel your fabric or play with it or something. Just go pet it for a second. And I will be live again on my own channel here again Tuesday night, guys. So please come out and hang out 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. If you guys are not subscribed to Sean, please go hop over to Sean's channel over at The Guy Who Sews. Go click his link and get over to his channel and subscribe and like his content and comment appropriately on his videos. So thank you for hanging out tonight, guys, for another After Sunset Sunday. Have a great evening. Bye.
We'll see you next time. Bye.